All right, so everything is ready to go. Welcome everybody to this live class. Let's just get nice and comfortable on our mats. And then, of course, just find any comfortable sitting position for you here today. So you can sit here, maybe in easy pose Ukkasan, or your legs out. Maybe you're sitting on a pillow, anything here just to make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable. Just going to take a few moments for ourselves, maybe closing the eyes, finding a nice calm breath. We can be breathing in through the nose, maybe out through the mouth. Just starting to collect our awareness. And the same as always, we start with listening. And just noticing what we can hear, all the sounds around us, maybe the sound of our own breath, the sound of our own body, the sounds in the room, maybe sounds coming from other rooms around us, maybe our neighbors. And we can start to feel as well. Just notice the different things that we're feeling. It could be easy to maybe feel the clothes on our body touching our skin, maybe the surfaces here meeting the mat and the floor. How do these things feel like? But maybe we can go even deeper and start to notice everything that we can feel, feeling the whole body at the same time, and maybe also feeling the things going on inside of our body. So this is all valid and important information, what we can hear, what we can feel. And using these things maybe to anchor our thoughts and our focus throughout the practice. And then also using these measures to know how much we should push, if there's anything that's painful, anything that's uncomfortable, maybe we're working too hard. So intensity is totally fine. We can absolutely push 10 out of 10 intensity during these classes and some of the poses. But if you're feeling any pain or discomfort, then that's something that we need to be a bit careful with. And then you can imagine here on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is no pain at all and 10 is I'm dying, to be working somewhere with a little bit of uncomfortable feelings, maybe a little bit of pain, that's say 1 or 2 or max a 3 out of 10 in your own subjective experience. That can be okay, but then of course be very, very, very careful. And everything that's not on this scale, that's totally pain-free, then we can push as much as we want. So that being said, you guys, let's find our child's pose. So this class is going to be building on last week's class. So we're going to be just building on class after class, and I'm just going to be going a little bit more advanced and just including more and more poses as we move along. So folding over here, find your child's pose. Here, yogi's choice, how you want to be, toes or not toes. We're going to take a few deep breaths. So inhaling through the nose, maybe exhaling through the mouth, or if you're ready, we can start to inhale and exhale only through the nose. If you're familiar with the bandhas, the internal locks, we can start to activate these now. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, this active breathing, we can also connect with that breath. 2 more deep breaths here for yourself. And if you'd like to, please set an intention for today's class. And then we're setting an intention as if it's already happening and focusing on the positive aspects of it. One final breath here for ourselves. And we can press our fingertips forwards, pressing the hands down on the mat, spinal segmentation, so we're pressing down, curving the spine, so pulling in our navel, our lower ribs, and our chest, slowly making our way forward to upward facing dog. Coming here into a nice relaxed upward facing dog today. Again, listening, feeling, breathing, activating, just exploring your body, doing what feels nice and right here for you today. One more breath. And we're going to arch lightly the back, so pushing the back of the head towards our hips, pressing into the hands, coming back to our child's pose. One more time, a little bit faster, a little bit more active here. So pressing into the floor, lifting the knees, squeezing the back body, squeezing the legs and the butt, thinking your heart and chest moving a little bit more upwards, keeping the arch in the spine as we press back tucking the toes, downward facing dog, no, sorry, not downward facing dog, child's pose. And pressing forwards one last time. So this time rolling over the toes, squeezing everything, trying to find as deep a pose as we can. And then when we're ready, leading with the hips, rolling over the toes, finding our downward facing dog. So just taking a few breaths here for yourself. Again, listening, feeling, breathing. What do you hear? What do you feel? Very nice, you guys. So let's find a bit more stability in the pose, pressing into the hands, ears next to the upper arms, press the heels towards the floor. And we're going to send the hips to one side, getting a little side stretch, moving over opposite side, a little side stretch, coming back to center. We're going to drop the knees, finding our side plank. So one toe out to the side as a little support, opening up here and finding a little side stretch, going deeper, squeezing the side that's pointing towards the floor. So we're stretching the side that's pointing towards the ceiling. One more deep breath here. Just opening a little through the body, coming back down to all four, opening up the other side. So squeezing the side that's towards the floor, opening the side that's towards the ceiling. And just feeling it out. What does your body want to do here today? And coming back here to all fours, pressing back to our downward facing. We're going to do a deep squat. So start to bend the knees. Now, of course, you stop wherever it makes sense for you. So remember that thing about the pain or discomfort. If it's available, coming all the way down. Now try to hover the knees. So don't drop the knees on the floor, keeping them up and then straightening the knees. Same thing with the arms. So we're not bending the arms outwards, the elbows towards the floor, coming up and over, trying to get the top of our head in front of the fingers. And then we're going to press back up again, moving straight into our animal walks. Bringing the hands backwards. From here, bending the knees, coming down into a deep squat. We're going to take a moment where we lean forwards into the toes, backwards into the heels, side to side. And we're going to press the knees out, squeeze the knees in, and then folding back to our standing forward fold. Taking a moment here, rotating the toes out to the side for our garland squat. So we're squeezing the external rotators, and then we're going to start bending and coming down again. Same thing, stopping where it makes sense for you. Lean forwards, lean backwards, lean side to side. Trying to find a straight spine, pressing the knees as far out as we can, and then gently squeezing the knees in. So yes, we're trying to lay on the inside of the ankles, the knees, but be mindful, nothing painful here. Coming back, let's do a little rotation to one side so we can use support or not. Trying to rotate the heart up and changing directions. And of course, if anything here is going too fast, you just take things in your own tempo. And if you're watching this recording, then of course you just pause whenever you need to. Let's straighten the knees, rotate the toes back, and then animal walks coming forwards again. Just 3-4 steps here. Nice, strong upper body. Press into the hands, ears to the shoulders, hug your core. Deep breathing, yogis, and walking the feet forwards. So you walk as small as you can, but if that's not available for you to walk on one line, then you just have your feet towards the outside of the mat. We're coming forwards, finding our standing forward fold here. And again, lean back, lean forwards. Maybe you're folding the arms, rotate a little side to side. And when you're ready, bending the knees, press into the whole sole of the foot, curving your spine and rolling up. Pressing the floor away from us, pressing the crown up, energy out through the fingertips. Nice and strong pose, beautiful, you guys. All right, from here, just taking 1 or 2 breaths, collecting ourselves again, feeling, listening, breathing, bandhas. And when you're ready, now I can recommend have a little bit of space between your legs, maybe a slight rotation here for the first back bend, yeah? So a little bit more space between the legs makes things usually easier in back bends. So arms up, we're gonna hug the body, squeeze the legs, squeeze your butt, press the fingertips to the ceiling. Now, lower back, squeezing, middle back, squeezing, upper back, squeezing. Press the fingertips even higher up, so shoulders to your ears. Keep squeezing that back body, squeezing the legs, coming back. Be mindful, this is still just a warm up. And then we're gonna hug our core, folding all the way forwards and down to Uttanasana. Rotate the toes back, Hands on the floor. Option to just stay here, feeling out the pose. If you'd like to, straighten your back, straighten your arms, lean the weight into your fingers, so shoulders past your fingertips, and then try to do a couple of toe taps. So warming up the hands, the wrists, shoulders, core, compression strength. Try to keep your shoulders in front of the fingers as we then step back into our high plank. All right, staying here for a second, or option, drop the feet to one side, coming up into our side plank. Maybe raise the arm, maybe pressing down, finding a little side stretch. Good, finding our way back to our high plank. Remember, just stay here if this makes sense for you today, or just moving gently into our side planks. Find a little arch, pushing further down, coming back to our plank, and then gently lowering down. So, hovering over the floor or laying on your belly, you can do a small back bend here, or trying to find the full upward facing dog. Yogi's choice. We'll do one extra breath, squeeze the legs, squeeze your butt, press the hips to the floor, going through your whole spine here, lower, middle, upper back. Open your throat and your heart to the ceiling, and then opposite way, leading with the hips, roll over your toes and find your downward facing. Option to stay here if you're getting tired, or if it's a bit much, or if you just need a break, then just drop the knees, staying here, or find your child's pose. We'll do about 3 breaths here, you guys. And of course, any questions, anything that you guys are wondering about, just feel free to let me know. All right, final breath here. We're gonna start to just rock the legs a little bit, bending, trying to find this hollow body, pressing into the hands, shoulders to the ears, squeeze your core, and then walk the legs forward. Here, try to keep your ears next to your upper arms the entire time. So we're building that shoulder strength. When we come forwards, maybe a couple of toe taps more. Keep the feet as straight as we can. Find some length in the spine, arms out to the side, coming all the way up. So here, upward salute, trying to pull those shoulders next to the ears, press the fingertips up. Maybe we go into a little back bend. So more and more activity in the body, in the back, pressing the fingertips more and more out, and then pressing the thumbs down as we squeeze the glutes, leaning deeper and deeper back, coming back to center. Taking a break here if you need, or immediately next round. Inhale up, exhale squeeze, inhale deeper back bend, exhale, folding forward. Here, inhale, straighten the back, straighten the arms, lean the weight forwards into the fingers, toe taps, 1 or maybe 2, and then try to float back into our low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Again, if it's going too fast, take things in your own tempo. Exhale, downward facing. When you're ready, nice and active upper body, exploring the air in our 3-legged dog with one of our legs. So try to feel the space between the toes, the air around your foot, your ankle. We're just working with that hip, yeah? And then if you'd like, pull the heel into your hip, press the knee up to the sky into our scorpion. Try to keep both armpits facing the floor, and then leaning to the side, staying here, just exploring the air. Or if you like, straighten out the knee. Try to get your toes to your fingertips, but again, keeping your ears next to your upper arms. Coming up, scorpion. Exhale down, one more time. Inhale, coming up. And then finally, tiger curl, closing the hips, knee to chest, high plank. Place the foot between the hands, drop the back knee, and rest. So I don't know about you guys, but that one is usually pretty heavy, and we come down here, we're like, kind of out of breath. So this is your moment to just relax, take a few deep breaths, center yourself, maybe remind yourself of your intention. And if you're ready to continue, we can rotate towards that front knee. Just opening up here, feeling it out, what makes sense for you. And if you have some blocks, if this is too deep, maybe you have a block under that front hand, yeah? Now, please stay here if this is what makes sense for you today. If you'd like to go further, trying to squeeze this front leg a little bit more in, rotating the chest more up, we can lift that back knee, straighten up that top arm. we can stay here or we can find a binding. I like to put the back of the hand on the outside of the opposite hip, rotating a bit deeper, hold the pose, drop the back knee, keep the activity in the pose, maybe lift the heel. Now I'm pulling this heel in as much as I can. And then I can option to grab the foot. Now I'm not taking over the exercise with my hand. I'm still pulling that heel in. So the fingertips, the hand is just helping to guide a little bit deeper. So we build more strength, more control, more mobility in a larger range. Now we can rotate to the inside of the knee, if that makes sense. Rotate to the outside of the knee, coming back, drop that leg, straightening out the front leg. So half split, Adho Hanumanasana, other side. From here, use blocks, if that makes sense for you, to come a little bit higher up. Or when you're ready, we're gonna curve the back. So my pelvis, my hips, I'm trying to tilt them underneath me, and then I'm doing spinal segmentations. So I'm curving my whole spine, trying to press the top of my head down towards the knee. So it's a different kind of a stretch here. This is often a type of pose that we'll do when we have a curved spine, when we're trying to get into, for example, a headstand. We'll often start towards a tuck with a curved spine, and then we try to straighten out the spine as we lift the legs. So same thing here, just a different angle. Pushing down, push the hips behind you, squeeze the lower, middle, upper back. So I'm pushing my hips as far behind me as I can, as I'm pressing my heart, my chest forwards towards the toes. Rotate out, rotate in, pressing into the legs to come up to standing. Woo. Shifting the weight into that back leg. Keep the knee bent if you want it easier, or straight for more challenging. We're gonna lift the leg up, open to the side, and place it down. Same thing, curving over. Use blocks if you need to. Tilt the pelvis underneath. Yeah, curve the whole spine. Press the top of the head down. Find a deep stretch. Totally feel free to stay here, or press the hips behind you. Squeeze the lower, middle, upper back. Chest forward, hold the pose, rotate the outside leg in and out. So we're working through more stuff, more fibers. Press down to come up. Lift the leg, float it in, place it down, and stepping down here. Now, option, just stay here, or we'll continue into our lizard pose. So one heel toe with the front leg. So we're gonna lift up, heel, rotate to the outside, and then foot out to the outside. So you notice I'm rotating the knee. I'm not trying to move the leg. So heel toe, opening up the hips. So again, just so you can see, we're here, and I'll do a heel toe. So rotating the leg, opening up so I can come deeper forwards. Now you stop wherever it makes sense for you. I'm gonna have my hands quite far forward, and then I'm gonna drop the outside elbow down first. And then if you can, the inside elbow. Same thing that we just did with the spine. So tilt the pelvis under us, curving the back, press the top of the head towards the floor. Stay here, or hug the front knee into your side. Lift the back knee, straighten the back knee as much as you can. Press the heel towards the back wall, so we're stretching the ankle. Press the weight forwards into the toes to get a crazy toe stretch. Coming back again, press into the hands, lift the elbows. Now, heel toe this foot again. We're gonna heel toe and walk this leg underneath the body. Okay, so I'll just change the angle so you can see. So we're here, heel toe, heel toe. I'm gonna try to get this foot underneath the opposite armpit. Pressing down, I'm gonna lift that ankle up, placing the foot gently down, and then sliding into our pigeon. So we're here, lifting up, placing down. Now, if that's not available, then you just release. You can come to sitting and find your own version here. Maybe both of your knees are bent, okay? Then laying over. Any questions, just let me know, you guys. And again, if you're watching this recording, we are live here on Zoom, and that's what I'm following here on my screen. Option, stay here, just stretch your hip in this position. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we are going to come back up again, press into the hands, lift the body to free the front leg. We're gonna lift that front leg, cross it even deeper, trying to get the knee under that same armpit, place the leg down, keep the hips straight, same distance between the hips down to the floor, and then we're going to sink into that hip in this angle. Option to come all the way down if you want. 2 to 3 deep breaths. Last breath, we're gonna come back up. Same thing again, pressing, trying to activate this front hollow body strength, lifting up that leg, open it, out to the side, and then sinking down. So now my knee is out to the side, yeah? So first we placed it directly under us, and then we moved the knee to the side, and now we're opening the knee out to the other side. Stay here or lay down. And if you like, let's walk the hands over that knee, and then adding a side stretch. So pressing those fingers as far over to the side as you can. Very nice, everybody. Let's walk the hands back again. Now, use your hands as much as you want. You can just stay here and hang out. We're going to bring that back leg forwards. If you want to work 100%, if that's where your energy is today, let's squeeze the legs, squeeze our butt, try to connect with the lower back. So I'm arching the lower back, moving into my middle back, moving into my upper back, and then my neck. I'm pressing up here as much as I can. Option to bring one hand back or both of the hands back, squeezing everything, coming up as high as I can. Keep that activity, lay on that front knee, and then hover the back leg. I'm trying to lift that back leg as high as I can, keep it as high as I can, bring it all the way forward, and then finding head to knee pose A. Yanushasana A. So we're here, curving the back again, top of the head towards the knee. Option to stay here, or press the hips behind again, arch, squeeze the lower back, middle back, upper back, push the chest forward, rotate the front leg, a little bit in, a little bit out, press into the legs, come back to sitting. Now, option, just swing your legs behind you to come into your plank, all right? Or we're gonna work on our lulasana, our lift up. So shoulder strength, arm strength, wrist strength, hip flexor strength, core strength, strengthen the hamstrings and the legs. So we're pulling in, crossing the feet, making ourselves into a little ball, same as we did last week. We're gonna try to lift up from here. So you notice my hands are right next to my hips. If that's not available, feet down, lift up one and one leg, and then come back down. Now from here, excellent, you guys, very nice. Let's roll over the feet. And yes, we're supposed to have pressure now in these weird angles. Again, be mindful of any pain. Hands on the floor. I'm going to push my butt towards the ceiling, my shoulders down to step back. High plank, stay here, or low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now, if you're tired, come down all fours, take a little break, or when you're ready, we will start to explore the air, the space up behind us here in our three-legged dog. So, feel the toes, the ankle, the skin, opening the hips, scorpion. And remember, this is your practice. You're here for yourself, to work with you, respecting your current body's limitations. Feel free to stay or straighten out the knee. Bring the toes to your fingertips. And again, ears next to the upper arms the whole time. Inhale, come up again. And exhale one more. Inhale, coming up. Inhaling, tiger curl, high plank, putting down. Same thing as the other side. For a lot of people, that's a really hard sequence. And we come down here, we usually like quite have a bit of a heavy breath. So just take your time. Staying here, you can of course come up if you want. Where's your body today? What do you want to do? If you'd like to continue, little rotation. If you'd like to continue, even deeper rotation, we can straighten up that top arm. We can work with the neck. So maybe some yes-no movements, find that sweet spot where it makes sense to go even deeper. So we're looking up past the fingers, maybe lift the back knee, keeping that activation in the body. We can drop the knee, pull the heel up. We can use the hand to go slightly deeper. So what I like to do is get to that point right before I get a cramp in that back leg, and I'm just surfing that sweet spot there. So it's right before I'm gonna get a cramp, and I'm holding that as much as I can. Option, rotate inside, outside knee, coming back, straighten out the front leg, half split, other side. So hands or blocks or chair or pillow or sofa or stay up. Option, curve the pelvis, so tilting the pelvis, curving the spine, top of the head to the knee. 2 to 3 deep breaths. Very nice, you guys. Staying here or press the hips behind, arch the back, lower, middle, upper, pressing my chest forward, front leg, rotating in, rotating out, press down to come up, pressing into the back knee, hover the front leg, open to the side and down. curving over, curve the whole spine, press the head down, hold the pose, and breathe. Very nice, everyone. Stay here or straighten the back, push the hips, lower, middle, upper, hold the depth, that front leg, rotating in, rotating out, press down to come up, hover the leg out to the side, working that straddle, control the lift off to out, coming in and down, bending the front leg, finding your lunge. So staying here or coming into lizard. So the front leg, rotating just the leg, heel toe, open up so we create space. Maybe you have blocks or fingertips. Coming forward if you want, bending the outside elbow, bending the inside elbow. You stop where it makes sense for you, curving over and finding some depth. So this is a crazy deep hip opener. And then as you can tell with my classes, I like to add a bunch more challenges in everything that we do. So we're working many things at the same time. And we're also then teaching our whole biological system to function better with itself in all these different ways. And if you don't use it, you lose it. And here we are definitely using everything that we can, so we can expect to just get better and better at everything that we can do, which in my mind is real freedom in the body. All right, stay here. Option, straighten the spine, lift that back knee, really squeeze the front of the hip to straighten that, squeeze the front of the thigh to straighten the knee, push the heel back, send the body forward, stretching the toes, pressing in, squeezing the front body, heel toe that front leg so it comes underneath the opposite armpit, pressing down as much as you can. Option to have wider hands, that might be easier for some. You're going to try to lift that knee or that ankle up, placing it down gently, sliding into our pigeon pose. And option, just stay here for the whole next sequence, yeah? As long as we're working in pigeon, stay here. So basically what I want to do is we're first just working and stretching and opening up the hip in this one side. That's totally fine to stay here, but I'll give you the challenge to then just work that hip in many more directions. So we're basically just working the flexibility in this whole range here. Yeah, that's the idea. So stay here, or maybe just shift the leg over, or shift even your torso over, or we're gonna press down, try to lift that up, squeeze the internal stuff, the inside thigh stuff, place the foot down, and then gently coming into whatever variation of pigeon makes sense for you here. Okay, trying to go deeper and deeper. Let's do about one more deep breath. Pressing in. So here you can just move the upper body if you want, or pressing into the hands, come further up. Really try to squeeze in that stuff, that rotational stuff, and the flexor stuff. Push the knee out, place the foot down, and then we're going to slide out into our pigeon here. Option to stay here, or let's add a side bend as well. And walking the hands back. Very nice. Pushing into both legs. Now remember, you can use your hands as much as you want. We're going to try to float that back leg, but squeezing all the back stuff. So really building lots of strength on both sides of the body here. Leaning to the side. I'm using my butt as much as I can. I'm going to lift that back leg, straightening out the knee, lift it as high as I can. Ooh. Floating forward. Here, some people might get a cramp in their butt. And then that's where we're trying to surf exactly that point where you're not getting a cramp. Forwards. Curving over, top of the head down, squeeze the pose. Excellent, you guys. So we've been here for about 30 minutes. We have about 30 minutes left of the class. That's going to be about 25 minutes more of a pretty heavy practice, and then about 5 minutes for resting, and then optional for some questions at the end. All right, stay here, straighten the back as much as you can, push the hips, chest, rotate the front leg a little bit in, a little bit out. Doesn't really matter which way you go first, pressing down. Now remember what we did before, so you're just practicing here, or just roll over or swing the legs back. If you're ready for your jump back, then that's what we're practicing now. So crazy compression strength in the body, squeezing everything. Remember, if I'm a huge pose here, I can't get through. So I need to make myself tiny, lift up. I'm really squeezing everything. Look at that tiny little ball. And then I'm going to try to push through, keep making myself as small as I can, shoulders down, butt up as we press back. to our low plank. So feel free, find your variation. Let's see what you guys got. Take a couple of moments here, take a few breaths. Don't just rush through it. Again, if we don't use it, we lose it. If we never practice it, then we're not going to get better at it. So I know it's incredibly difficult. This is very advanced stuff. Beautiful. Wonderful, Karina. Excellent, Ila. And even if you're just sitting here and lifting up and trying to crunch, putting a little aerobic session. Okay, when you're ready, low plank, upward facing, downward facing, and taking it easy here, chilling out, come down, rest if you need to, or we're gonna start working on floating forward. So not just jumping forward, but floating. So ears, upper arms, hug core, lift the heels, bouncing a little bit, nice and gentle, making sure like nothing here in the upper body is moving, yeah? So I'm not doing this. I'm keeping everything straight, bending only the knees, and then I'm imagining jumping up with my lower back first. So small jumps, moving into medium jumps, if that feels okay for you. Again, keeping the ears next to the upper arms, larger and larger jumps. And when it makes sense, maybe we can get all the way over and then try to float and breaking the legs, coming into our forward fold. There, nice, excellent, Ila. Yes, wonderful. Good. And for those of you that are coming forwards here in the forward fold, feel free to just hang out here, maybe bend the knees, maybe we're here, maybe blocks. We can try to do a few toe taps. And the more we shift the weight forward, working on those toe taps, the more strength we're preparing for that end range of the moment. So we sort of know what to jump into. All right, straighten the back. Exhale, folding super deep. Press into the feet, pressing the floor away, all the way up. Feel free, stop here, or take an extra breath. Squeeze the legs in your butt, pushing the hips forward as we squeeze the lower back, middle back, upper back, neck, shoulders to the ears, press the thumbs down, coming super deep, and then back up, and hands down. All right. Take a breath or two, just hold the pose if that's where you are. I'm just gonna have a little sip of my coffee. Okay, excellent, you guys. Now remember, your practice, listening, feeling, breathing. If there's anything that you need right now, if you need to take a little break, feel free to do so. Or if you're ready to continue, let's go. So finding the pose, inhale, arms up. Exhale, floating forward. Hands down, inhale, straighten the spine, move the weight into your hands. We're gonna try to do toe taps or just step back to your plank. Maybe do 2 toe taps and then try to float back into the low plank. Inhale, up dog. Go through the whole spine. So trust me, if you do this work now with the spine, it's gonna be so easy moving forward into even more challenging poses. Like, for example, Urdhva Dhanurasana that we're gonna be doing later. So find your pose here, super strict. Inhale, heel up. Find your 3-legged dog, hollow body. Push that heel as high as you can without losing your hips or your back. Squeeze, tiger curl, foot down. Option, knee down, come to standing. So finding your lunge, arms up. All right, we're going a little bit faster here today, so feel free to slow it down. Straightening out the back knee, front knee forwards, fingertips up, same back bend that we just worked on. Good. Fight for it now, trying to get to 10 out of 10 of the pose, going as deep as we can. And when you're ready, straightening out the front knee, keep the back knee straight, fingertips out, coming over and finding this wide pyramid pose. Of course, you stop where it makes sense for you. If we come forwards, same back that we were working with before. So screwing the hips forward, curving the spine. And then we're gonna find length in the spine. Stay here, or option to come forwards into the standing front leg, lifting the back leg. So we can be here with bent knees, just exploring. Same as we were doing before in 3-legged dog. So moving more and more in towards our warrior 3. We can try to straighten the knees more and more, straighten the back more and more. Option to stay here, maybe we float, find the full warrior 3, hands on the side or up. Or if it's available, let's work on our standing split. So here, I'm really pushing that back leg up, And then I'm really pushing the top of my head towards my toes. So keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Wherever you are, one more last deep breath. From wherever you are, we're gonna bend the front leg, coming down, lifting up the front leg, tiger curl, low plank, inhale up dog, exhale down dog. So crazy transitions here, really strengthening all the stuff we need to strengthen to move into these much more advanced poses later on. When you're ready, three-legged dog. Taking opposite side. So taking with us what we learned from the first side, really pressing that heel up, coming forwards, tiger curl, place the foot down, lunge, knee or up, arms. If you're getting tired, you just adjust. So don't come with us further, just stay where you are. Trying to go deeper, press the shoulders, squeeze the whole back, lower, middle, upper. Last breath, going even deeper. Straightening that front knee, coming up and over as far as we can, grabbing the core, length over and down. Stop where it makes sense to you. Option to push that back heel down, tilting the pelvis forward, curving over, bent back. Stay here. Any variation is fine. Or straighten your back. Staying here. Or shifting into the front leg. Modified Warrior 3. Moving towards full version of Warrior 3. Coming further and further up. Woo! Option to just stay here. Excellent for the hips, for building strength and control. If you're ready, moving more in towards your standing splits. So don't open your hips. Keep them parallel. Press the head down, press the foot up. So here I'm squeezing both of my legs, squeezing my butt, squeezing my back. Staying here. One more deep breath. Bending the front knee. Lifting up, reverse tiger curl. Hollow body. Into that plank. Lowering down. Inhale up dog. Almost done here, you guys. Exhale down dog. Hold the pose. Find your pace. When you're ready, gazing forwards, we're gonna hop, jump, or float, trying to land silently at the front of the mat. Woo, there we go. Inhale, keep finding your power. Yeah, if you're getting tired, don't worry about it. It's just your body. 100% intensity is totally fine right now. But if you're feeling pain or discomfort, then of course adjust. Coming all the way up, upward salute. Staying here, maybe a back bend, and arms down. So just for the record, when I practice, I push myself very, very hard in a lot of poses, but I also take a lot of breaks. So especially when I'm working towards very difficult skills, I'll push myself extremely hard. You know, your heart rate is racing, you're really up there, your breath is going very fast, and then just take a moment, let everything calm down. Because of course, if you think of somebody who sprints, right, like a 100-meter sprint, you can't sprint forever, you can't sprint through a whole marathon. So you use the body in its capacity, you're stressing it, and then you rest, right? And that's with everything. We use the body, how active you are, how much you rest, how much you feed it as well. So that holy trinity, very important. All right, guys. So for the rest of this class, we are going to continue focusing on these crazy challenges where we're doing modern sports science meeting traditional yoga. And as you can tell, I'm a teacher and a coach. I love to give you tons of information explaining, what's going on, how we're training the body, how we're treating this biological system, what type of inputs that we need to do to create this freedom in our bodies. Basically, we're optimizing everything that we can so that we can have freedom and we can basically go everywhere and do anything that we want wherever we are in the world. So all this is happening over on Patreon, where I'm going live once a week, and then you'll also get access to these live classes, so you have something to practice wherever you are in the world and whenever it suits you and your time schedule. I hope to see you there. Peace, namaste, and have a fantastic day.